Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. Today we are reviewing DeathWish, which was a Kickstarter game, just got sent to us out of the blue, and it is in the vein of kind of social party games, Cards Against Humanity kind of style. Let's take a look. In DeathWish, you are trying to collect the required amount of skulls for your play count. You do that by catching these diseases. To catch a disease, you must have 4 or 2 or 3 or 2 symptoms of the same colour and 1 afflictor of the same colour. Afflictors are played onto the table in front of you and symptoms are kept in your hand. So there's a bit of open knowledge. If you contract a disease with a hazmat symbol, you then get to take an outbreak card, which are instant one-use powers, unless they have keeper cards, in which case they can be played later on, but still only one-time use. You start the game with 2 symptoms and 1 afflictor, and on your turn you may take 2 symptoms, either from the draw deck or from the symptom row here. If you take a wild, much like in Ticket to Ride, you cannot take another card. You can also take 2 afflictors and discard 1, or take 1 from the top of the discard pile. You can complete a disease should you have enough symptoms and afflictors, or you can take the disease from the left of the pile and place it on top of one of the other diseases, thus blocking. So if you see that everyone else has got a red afflictor and you've only got whites, you could put that there to kind of block them. The first person to collect the requisite amount of skulls, depending on player count, wins. That is DeathWish. So DeathWish makes an attempt to add gameplay mechanics to your more kind of raucous party game in the style of what's it called? Cards Against Humanity. I've not played Cards Against Humanity, but I know enough about it. And for me, this similarly fails to be something that excites me. I had a little bit of hope when I kind of looked at the rules and stuff and saw there was some actual gameplay. I read through the cards and they were amusing. I've put the lightest ones out. There are some that are more in your face rude, that are more obviously rude, and there are some subtle ones as well. And for me, the subtle ones are funnier and actually raised a smile on our playthroughs. But it's very much one of those games that once you've played it once, you know what you're getting, and you might not ever laugh again if you laughed in the first one. For me, I raised a smile as I read through the cards, thought ha 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 ha. But then when I played it, the smiles were all gone because I knew, I was already used to that kind of humor. You get what I'm saying. So it's a laudable effort to add gameplay mechanics. The trouble is, this kind of Ticket to Ride system doesn't have anything interesting enough to drive it. So in Ticket to Ride, you're completing routes, you're trying to get places, there's secret information about the other people's tickets, and you're kind of scratching your head wondering what they're doing. Here, that is not the case. You're simply set collecting to set collect. And it plays short enough, but really, in terms of fun, I didn't have a lot of fun with this one. I found it took the mechanic that I enjoy in Ticket to Ride and Ethnos and made it boring because there was nothing driving it. So it's one of those games that you know already from just looking at these cards if it's going to be a game for your group or not. For me, it's not, and I couldn't recommend it to anyone kind of on the fence. You'll watch the video, you'll see the cards. If you like that sort of humour, if you have a group who likes the Cards Against Humanity stuff, there's stuff here for you. If not, then I just find this a good effort to add gameplay, but sadly lacking. And I think one of the saddest things about this for me, compared to the recent Champion of the Wild that I looked at, is it takes all the creativity away. And that would be one of my complaints against Cards Against Humanity. I know I've not played it, but I've seen how it works. Is that everything in terms of storytelling is provided for you. So you get your 4 diseases, for smello fever. Let's just say these were all orange, and you'd say, oh, I drank from a toilet and I got a bloated ego. I now live on the toilet. I have a hurty face and I like to eat cardboard. And yes, more creative people could make a story out of that, but you're not encouraged to. And actually, because you've got so many cards, for a lot of them, it's at least 3 or 4 cards, and then the afflictor. It's just too tiring to try and link these random things, some of which are subtle, some of which are in your face. And they don't often make sense or follow any cohesion. So unlike Fun Employed, where you're encouraged to work in your CV, in this game there's no creativity. It does it all for you. The answer's all there, and if you don't find that funny, you don't find that funny. So DeathWish, intimidation factor low. It's easy enough to understand, unless you're someone who gets intimidated by crude humour. I'm not. I just wish they'd been a bit more creative. There's definitely signs of creativity and subtleness there. Instructions, fine, easy enough. Although I did find the order of the rulebook a bit strange. It just seems like it's in the wrong order to me. I want to know how to play it before it goes in depth about contracting a disease, because that really confused me. I was like, how do I get this stuff? Fun, for me, no fun. Had fun reading through the cards, mild fun, I would say. I think there was a few smiles raised in a couple of the gameplays, dependent on who I was playing with, and generally at the more subtle cards. Will I add it to my collection? No, I will not. Should you add it to your collection? If you like that sort of game, there is a game here with more mechanics that might excite you because you're actually excited about the outcome. For me, what the mechanics were doing was boring, obvious, and lacked creativity. So there you go, DeathWish. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice, and we will see you next time.